full discretion, I do not follow sports, NBA included. Nothing against sports, I just don't follow them. Closest I get to sports is WWE, so that should give you a good idea of where I'm coming from. So if you're going to look at this review from a technical standpoint, I won't really be able to tell you, the correct terms for things or how these players in the game match up to their real-life counterparts or stuff like that. All I can do is approach a review of the standpoint of, is the game fun and how well does it play? So with that out of the way, let me tell you about my impressions of NBA Playgrounds. There's no doubt about it, NBA Playgrounds pretty much owes everything it does and everything it has to NBA Jam. It's, for all intents and purposes, an updated version of NBA Jam, but, it's not. It's a different game from a different developer. But it plays like NBA Jam. And I'm actually a really big fan of NBA Jam. Like I said, I may not be into sports, but I definitely play sports games from time to time, and the more arcade style they are, the more I'm into them. So NBA Jam I played a ton of back in the day on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo, and even in the arcade. And then later on, when NBA Jam came out for the Wii, I played that too. I picked that up because I just had a lot of fun with the Jam series, and that one was really engaging too. So that's what made me excited for NBA Playgrounds, and I can tell you that the two games definitely share a lot in common. But there are some important differences. The developer does some of their own things here, which they should, because this is, their own franchise, wherever they got their inspiration from. It does its own things, and there are some elements that I like and some elements that I don't, but overall, it's an arcade basketball game, and I had a lot of fun with it. So as I said, NBA Playgrounds is an arcade-style basketball game. If you're looking for stimulation, you're really not going to enjoy this game. You have to wait until NBA 2K18 comes out on the Switch. But this is, yes, arcade-style basketball. It's very fast-paced. It has some over-the-top, goofy elements. But it retains the core values of basketball. You grab the ball, you dribble, and you shoot. Obviously, there's big differences like I already listed. Plus, there's stuff like each team only has 2 players on it. So you get the core mechanics of basketball, but very easy to pick up for pretty much anybody. And the rounds don't last very long either. So you get in, you play quick, and the round is over, and you just keep doing that over and over again. You pick your 2 characters from the roster that's available, and you earn new characters through character card packs, and you get those card packs by playing more games and earning experience. You can also earn experience for the players that you choose, which earns them new moves and stuff like that. So there's reason to go back in and keep playing matches over and over again with characters to boost up their experience and get them new stuff. But also the card packs are going to be random, so you don't know who you're going to get. There's, legendary basketball players that people that don't even follow basketball know, and then there's a whole bunch of players from today's games, which I have no idea who they are for the most part. But, you get your card packs, you shuffle through them, you see who you like, and it's very important to watch the stats based on how you want to play the game. So I'm just big into dunking and stealing because I like to keep things simple. So I look for characters that really have high numbers in those areas, and I pair them up and I get them out there on the court. So paying attention to the stats is super important based on how you want to play. And, certain situations when you're going up against certain teams when you're in tournament mode might call for different types of players, so you might want to switch things up once in a while where you're getting, where your dunks are getting knocked down really easily, or you run out of speed too quickly and stuff like that. So there is some nuance to who you pick and how you play against the other team, but by and large, you should be able to stick with, what you really like to do, and then you'll just be able to work around the other players that you're going up against. NBA Playgrounds pretty much does everything Jam let you do, so you can run and push people and elbows and check and fly through the air for dunks and alley-oops and all that stuff. But the difference here is I think the controls are a little overcomplicated. They're not anything crazy. You certainly find your groove and get into them. But I don't know, maybe it's because I've been playing Jam for so long that some of these controls are in my head, and when I went into NBA Playgrounds I was having trouble adapting, but I did adapt and you learn everything and it's completely fine. It's just I feel like maybe some of the buttons weren't placed well, or some of the combinations they make you press for certain moves don't make a lot of sense. But again, you get over that really quickly. It's just something I noticed in the beginning. And with an arcade-style basketball game that's so easy for people to get into, you don't want to hit the stumbling block early on of controls. And for anybody that plays video games, you should be fine. But for anybody that doesn't, it might take a little bit of time for them to learn how to get a handle on things. But again, nothing crazy, and you'll definitely get the hang of what's going on here, and you'll be Especially if you played NBA Jam, you'll be back into the swing of things fairly quickly. NBA Playgrounds is definitely arcade-style basketball. I feel it's dialed back a little bit from what NBA Jam was, and for me that's a bit of a letdown, because while there are over-the-top dunks and craziness like that, I feel like it doesn't go as far as it could have. Like, if you're going to go arcade-style, let's go all out and embrace it, especially when you know almost everybody that plays this game is going to compare it to Jam. You will, as you earn new moves and gain experience, you will get crazier dunks and stuff like that. But I feel like the developers try to make it arcade style, but not crazy over the top, maybe to woo some people that are more into traditional basketball games. I don't know. I don't follow basketball, but I feel like just for the overall fun factor and the overall like craziness of it, it's definitely a fun game and it's fun to play, and it definitely has its crazy moments, but I feel like it just didn't push those aspects enough. One of the big ways NBA Playgrounds changes things up is by letting you fill up this meter that will then give you like a lottery spin, and that spins as you're playing and gives you a certain like power-up. So you'll get like a traditional power-up that pretty much lets you nail a shot from anywhere past half court. You can just throw it and not have to worry about it and you'll make it. Or there's one that will give you double points for all dunks that you make for a certain amount of time. So you earn more of these, again, as you earn experience and level up. And they can be game changers. They can also be game breakers, because if the other team gets one of those power-ups and you get a bad run of power-ups, then you can be absolutely screwed. So it can make it both more fun and more frustrating at the same time, depending on how things randomly play out. But I like the idea. It's a unique twist. And I've certainly played a couple of games where the power-ups came into play late in the game and saved it for me. Ended up getting me a win where I was like a good amount of points behind. So I do like that aspect. It's interesting and unique, and I'm sure there's more for me to unlock as I go on. But what's there, I think, helps to keep things fresh and interesting and fun, especially for the team that may be down a number of points, because you might be down, but you never have to feel like you're completely out of the game, because these power-ups can be a game changer. So the game keeps you coming back by leveling yourself up and unlocking new things. And then when you go through tournament mode, you can do exhibition mode and just play matches. But if you go through tournament mode, you'll unlock the other courts to play on and stuff like that. So there are places to go and things to do and reasons to come back and players to unlock. So there's plenty of content here. And then eventually online play is going to be added, which the developers say should be soon. We just don't know when. So there's a lot to do here, and then you add in the local multiplayer, and that's how I've always played NBA Jam, so that's what I'm most excited for when it comes to NBA Playgrounds. So I think there's a good amount of content here to keep you busy for a while, and then depending on what the developers do afterwards and, you know, online tournaments and stuff like that, we could see reason to keep coming back to this game for quite some time. I know a good amount of people have voiced their distaste for how the real-life players are portrayed as far as graphics go. They don't like the visual style or the art style that the developers use. And, you know, it is what it is. I don't really care about that stuff. As long as the game is fun to play, I really don't worry about what the visuals are. So, you know, if that's something you can get past, then there's fun to be had. And if it's something you can't, then I guess you're not going to want to play this game. Long story short, if you like NBA Jam, I think you'll like NBA Playgrounds. I don't really see any major reason why you wouldn't. There's going to be little things here or there you'll compare and you might like better in Jam, or you might like better here. But by and large, it's the same experience. And it's not like NBA Jam is around like it used to be. We had the entry on the Wii, like I was talking about earlier, but before that, it was dead for a long time, and I don't see EA doing anything with Jam, so we got NBA Playgrounds. It's arcade-style basketball. It's silly. It's fun. It's goofy. You can play quick matches, and that's it. So, I liked it. I mean, I liked Jam, so I like Playgrounds. It's something I will definitely come back to, especially with other people around. I'm not too big into online multiplayer, but that's just me. I like local couch co-op. And I've played plenty of that with Jam, and I'm going to do the same here. So, my time with the game, it was exactly what I expected. It was just silly basketball fun for someone that doesn't really follow basketball. So if you're looking for an arcade-style sports game, you should find a lot to enjoy here. Hey guys, RMC here from Go Nintendo. If you like what you saw in the video, why don't you give us a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe? We'd love to have you. If you want to see what else we're up to, you can check out GoNintendo.com for 24-hour Nintendo news. You can visit us on Facebook at Facebook.com/GoNintendo. You can check us out on Twitter at Twitter.com/GoNintendoTweet. And we're even over on Instagram at Instagram.com/GoNintendo. I put all the links in the description just to make it easier for you guys to follow. Thanks a lot!